Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Haribo Mataji. Hopefully I gave you host.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Hopefully I did.
Should we start Jai Radha Madhav, Mataji?
Jai. Perfect.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajikacharya Ashtottr Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai,
Anant Koti Vaishnavrinda ki
Jai,
Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari
All
Bol,
glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. On behalf of ISKCON Brisbane, I offer all of you a warm welcome to everyone who has joined today to our daily morning reading of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and also those who will hear it later on YouTube. All glories to our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, by whose mercy we have access to this treasure of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And I feel very grateful for this opportunity to speak from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam before all of you, such wonderful devotees. This is some responsibility which is far beyond my qualification. So I pray for the mercy of Vaishnavas, for the blessings of my Guru Maharaj and the entire Guru Parampara. And depending on their mercy and mercy only, I will try to simply share a few things that I've heard from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, mostly from Srila Prabhupada's books and from his followers. And whatever is meaningful or spiritually beneficial in today's discussion, it all belongs to Srila Prabhupada, all the previous acharyas, and all the Vaishnavas. And any misunderstanding or any mistake that I make, any improper expression that I present, it's all entirely my own. So I humbly ask all of you to kindly overlook my shortcomings and forgive any offense I may commit while I try to do this service today. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. So we are reading from Canto 5, the creative impetus. And today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 4, titled The Characteristics of Rishabdev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just for a quick context, in this fifth canto, the creative impetus, it is mainly divided into two sections. From chapter 1 to 15, Bhagavatam describes the dynasty of Maharaj Priyavrat. And then in the second section, chapter 16 to 26, Bhagavatam describes the geography of the universe. So in our first section that we are in, chapter 1, it started with, we heard about Maharaj Priyavrat. Although he wanted to remain in renounced life, because his guru, Lord Brahma, and his father, Swayambhu Manu, they requested, so he accepted the household life and he ruled the universe. He divided the Bhumandal into 7 oceans and 7 Dvipa islands, and he appointed all his sons as rulers, and then he retired. And then he made his sons the rulers of these 7 Dvipas. He retired. And so our chapter, that was our chapter 1. And then in chapter 2, we saw Priyavrat's first son, Agnidra, what he did. He ruled Jambudvip, he married Purvachitti, he had 9 sons, and later they became the rulers of the 9 different varshas of Jambudvip. And then in previous chapter, chapter 3, we heard about this Agnidra's first son, King Nabhi, who ruled Ajanab Varsha, later known as Bharat Varsha, because of the on the name of his first son, Bharat. So King Nabhi, he had a desire to have a son. He performed a great sacrifice. He wanted a son. He had a desire to have a son like Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord appeared, and because no one can be equal to the Lord himself agreed to appear as the son of King Nabhi, Rishabdev. So now in chapter 4, we are going to see the characteristics, the extraordinary characteristic of this Lord Rishabdev, the son of King Nabhi. And from his birth, he manifested divine qualities and his father Maharaj Nabi, he named him Rishabh because he was the best among all beings, because Rishabh means the best or the supreme. So this chapter is also an important chapter, chapter 4, because it shows how the Supreme Lord, he's not only instructing, in Bhagavad Gita, Supreme Lord appears and he given so many instructions. So he does not only give us instructions, but also by his own example, he appears and he shows us, he teaches us how to live responsibly in society, follow Varnashram Dharma, and then gradually progress towards perfection, the spiritual perfection of this human body as a human, as a material body, as a human. So today, as we enter our chapter 4, we'll see what Shukdev Goswami is going to say about Lord Rishabdev. So we'll go to verse number 541. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu
Bhagavata Seva Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Neishtaki.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So this verse also is written in Gadya. It's not in Padya poetry. It's not, it's not been composed in some fixed poetic meter, any chanda, like many other Bhagavatam shlokas. So when we recite, I tried, but we do not need to force it into some particular meter or rhythm. So we will simply read it naturally. I will read, and after that, if someone feels inspired, they can read it in a similar way, or if they like to recite, they're free to do that. Shri Shuka Uvacha Atahatam
Atahatamam
Atahatam Utpatya Eva
Utpatya
Athahatam
eva
Utpatya Eva
Abhivyajyamana Bhagaval Lakshmanam
Abhivyajyamana
Mana
Bhagavad
Bhagavan
Lakshmanam
Lakshmanam
Samya Upashama Vairagya Aishwarya Mahavibhudihi
Samya Upasham
Upasama
Vairagya
Vairagya
Aishwarya
Mahavibhuti
Mahavibhutihi
Anudinam Edhamana Anubhavam
Anudinam
Ilam Eva
Edhamana
Mana Nubhavam
Anubhavam
Prakrutah Praja Brahmana Devatacha
Prakritayah Praja
Praja
Brahmana
Brahmana Devatas
Devatah cha
Avani Talasama Vanaya Atita Rama Jagrudho.
Avami
Avnitala
Tala Sam
Samvanaya
Avyana Yeta
Atitarama
Taram
Jagruduhu.
We'll move on to word. Shri Shukaha Uvacha,
Shri
Shri
Shuka
Shuka
Uvacha
Uvacha
Shri Sukdev Goswami said,
Shri
Shri
Sukdev
Sukdev
Goswami said,
Goswami said
Athaha,
Athaha,
thus, after the
thus,
Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared.
after
after
the
the
Supreme
Supreme Personality
Personality
of
of
Godhead
Godhead
appeared
Some,
from
him,
him,
Utpatya,
Utpatya,
from the beginning of his appearance.
From
from the
the beginning
beginning
of his
of his
appearance.
appearance.
Eva,
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 even.
even
Abhivyajyamana,
Abhivajyamana,
distinctly manifested.
distinctly
distinctly
manifested.
manifested
Bhagavat Lakshanam,
Bhagavad
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 Lakshanam,
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 possessing the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
possessing
possessing the
the
symptoms
symptoms
of the
of the
Supreme
Supreme
Personality of
Personality of
Godhead.
Godhead.
Samya,
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 Yeah.
equal to everyone.
equal
Equal to
to
equal to
everyone.
everyone.
Upashama,
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 completely peaceful.
completely peaceful,
full
in control of the senses and mind.
in control of the
control of the
senses and mind.
senses and mind.
Vairagya,
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 renunciation.
renunciation,
renunciation.
Aishwarya,
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 opulences.
opulences,
opulences.
Mahavidhi,
Mahavibhuti,
Mahavibhuti,
with great attributes.
with great
great
attributes.
attributes.
Anudinam,
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 day after day.
day
day
after day.
after day.
Edhamana,
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 increasing.
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 Anubhavam,
Anubhavam,
Bhavam,
his power.
his
his
power.
power.
Prakrutayaha,
Prakritayaha,
Prakritayaha,
the ministers.
the
the
ministers.
minister.
Prajaha,
Praja,
Prajaha,
the citizens.
the
the
citizens.
citizens.
Brahmanaha,
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 the learned scholars in full
the
knowledge.
learned
of Brahma.
scholars.
the learned scholars in full knowledge of Brahman.
In full knowledge of Brahma. Devataha,
Devata,
The demigods.
the
demigods.
demigods.
Cha
Cha,
and
and
Avanitala,
Avanitala,
surface of the globe.
the surface of the globe.
Samavanaya,
Samavanaya,
Vanaya,
rule.
to rule.
Atita Rama,
Atitaram,
Ataram,
greatly.
greatly.
Jagrudho,
Jagrudho,
Uhu,
desired.
desire.
Translation by Krishna Prabhupada, His loving divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Sukdev Goswami said,
Sri Sukdeva Goswami said,
as soon as the Lord was born,
as soon as the Lord was
Born,
born,
as the son of Maharaj Nabhi,
as the son of Maharaj Nabhi,
he manifested symptoms of the Supreme Lord.
he
he
manifested
manifested symptoms of the Supreme Lord,
such as
such as
marks on the bottom of his feet, the flag, thunderbolt, etc.
marks on the bottoms of his feet, the flag, thunderbolt, etc.
This son was equal to everyone
This son was equal to everyone
and very peaceful.
and very peaceful.
He could control his senses and his mind.
He could control his senses and his mind,
And possessing all opulence,
and possessing all opulence.
he did not hanker for material enjoyment.
He did not hanker for material enjoyment.
enjoyment.
Endowed with all these attributes,
Endowed with all these attributes,
the son of Maharaj Nabhi
the son of Maharaj Nabhi
became more powerful day by day.
became more powerful day after day.
Due to this,
Due to this,
the citizens, learned brahmanas, demigods, and ministers
the citizens, learned brahmanas, demigods, and ministers
wanted Rishabdev
wanted Rishabdev
to be appointed ruler of the earth.
to be appointed ruler of the earth.
Thank you so much, devotees. Please
Thank
hear
you.
one word. In these days of cheap incarnations, it is very interesting to note the bodily symptoms found in an incarnation. From the very beginning of his birth, it was observed that Rishabdev's feet were marked with the transcendental signs, a flag, thunderbolt, lotus flower, etc. In addition to these, as the Lord began to grow, he became very prominent. He was equal to everyone. He did not favor one person and neglect another. An incarnation of God must have the 6 opulences: wealth, strength, knowledge, beauty, fame, and renunciation. It is said that although Rishabdev was endowed with all opulences, he was not at all attached to material enjoyment. He was self-controlled and therefore liked by everyone. Due to his super excellent qualities, everyone wanted him to rule the earth. An incarnation of God has to be accepted by experienced people and by the symptoms described in the Shastras. An incarnation is not accepted simply by the adulation of foolish people. Om Agnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya
బ్యాగ్
Chakshurunmi
పెట్టేస్తారా లంచ్ బాక్స్ పెట్టుకోకుండా
Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So let's see the translation again. Shri Sukdev Goswami said, as soon as the Lord was born as the son of Maharaj Navi, he manifested symptoms of the Supreme Lord, such as marks on the bottom of his feet, the flag, thunderbolt, etc. This son was equal to everyone and very peaceful. He could control his senses and his mind, and possessing all opulence, he did not hanker for material enjoyment. Endowed with all these attributes, the son of Maharaj Nabi became more powerful day by day. Due to this, the citizens, learned brahmanas, demigods, and ministers wanted Rishabdev to be appointed ruler of the earth. So, Supreme Lord is appearing as the son of Maharaj Nabi. And right from when he's born, he's making sure to manifest the symptoms on his body that make it clear, that leave no doubt that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not any ordinary personality. Our verse says at the beginning, Tam Utpatya Eva Abhivyajyamana Bhagavat Lakshanam. So this Bhagavat Lakshanam, Utpatya Eva, as soon as, even from the beginning of his appearance, as soon as he appeared, he Abhivyajyamana. Abhivyajyamana, Prabhupada translates as he manifests, distinctly manifest. He manifested the Bhagavat Lakshanam, the symptoms of being Bhagavan. Now we know in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, we hear again and again that Lord has made the promise that Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Deshkritam Dharma Sansthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. You know, that millennium after millennium, I appear So, normal functioning of the universe, just like, expert businessman, he runs his business, his enterprise through his directors, managers, workers, and contractors. On daily basis, he doesn't have to go to all his work site himself or do the tasks all himself, right? So similarly, Lord runs the functioning of his creation through his energies and his authorized representatives, demigods, and they all function under Lord's control. They administer different departments of the universe. So normal functioning of universe goes on under the authority of Supreme Lord, Supreme Proprietor, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. But when there is a special need, when religious principles decline, when the devotees need protection, or when the powerful miscreants they disturb the world, Lord chooses to come. Either he personally descends or he appears through one of his plenary expansions. He doesn't have to, Lord's appearance is never forced upon him, but he comes by his own will. Out of compassion for his devotees, for the welfare of all living beings, he comes. But when he comes, when he appears, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam describes that there are some distinctive Bhagavat Lakshanam that are displayed on his body. We also see in 10th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam when Krishna suddenly disappeared from the Rasasthali, the arena of Rasa dance. Then gopis became anxious. They started looking for him in various vana, various forests. And they, everyone they met, even if it was a moving or non-moving creature, they will ask, where is Krishna? Have you seen Krishna? So they will ask like that. And then finally, in a corner in one of the forests, they saw two sets of footprints. One was of Krishna and one of Radharani. Now someone might say, then that how can gopis be sure that they were Krishna's footprint? Well, there is a shloka in 10th canto, 10:30:25, where gopis say they are talking among themselves. So they say that padani vyaktametani nandasuno mahatmanaha Lakshyante hi dhvajambhoja vajrankushayavadibihi. Gopis say that these marks, these lakshanas, they clearly tell us that these footprints, they belong to the Mahatmana, the great soul, who Mahatmano, Nandasuno Mahatmana, the one who is Nandasuna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, and which marks, which lakshanas, lakshyantehi dvajambhoja vajrankusha yavadibihi. Dvaja, flag, amboja means lotus flower, vajra means Lord's thunderbolt, Ankusha means the elephant goat, and Yava means barley. Yava Adibihi, barley corn, and all other signs, etc., etc. So, in the purport in that verse in 10th canto, Srila Prabhupada gives a complete description of all the marks on Lord's foot from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he refers to so many verses from Skanda Puran. So he gives scriptural evidence of the Lakshana, Bhagavad Lakshanas. So we will not go into all these verses right now because there is a lot to discuss. But what I thought to do is I've prepared a list I will share on the screen with an image of Lord's lotus feet. So we will quickly go through the lakshanas on just on Lord's lotus feet. So basically what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that, let me share on my screen this one. Yeah. So basically, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that on Lord's right foot, there are 11 marks. So first one is barley corn, java, yava. So it means that when we serve Lord's lotus feet, we gain prosperity. Grains represent prosperity. And just like grains, they provide nourishment. Krishna's lotus feet provide spiritual nourishment to us. Second one is chakra, Sudarshan chakra, disc. So whoever takes shelter of the Sudarshan Chakra, this chakra has power to cut down our inner enemies, our lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, envy, all these inner enemies. Then third is umbrella, chhatra. So just like umbrella gives protection from rain, Lord Krishna provides shelter from the rain of material suffering. Then fourth one is Urdhva Rekha. Urdhva Rekha, upward curving line. So these lotus feet can take us upward to the higher realms. Number 5 is Amboja, lotus, Padma, Kamal. This represents Lakshmi Devi. It emphasizes that these very feet, they are the source of all the opulence, all the Shri, all the spiritual wealth, all the joy. Brahma Samhita also says, Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam. So thousands of Lakshmis, they stay in these lotus feet. They serve Krishna's lotus feet in Golok Vrindavan. Sixth one is Dhwaja, flag. So this flag symbolizes victory. Flag is victory. So Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. This flag symbolizes the victory of devotees and security and protection that the Lord gives. A seventh one is this is called Ankusha. Ankusha means elephant goad. So it's like a handle, and then there is like a hook. So this is the tool that Mahavats, the people who train the elephants, they use to handle and train the elephants. So this keeps the elephant in Ankush, in control. That's why it's called Ankush. So we struggle with controlling our mind also. So our mind can be our biggest enemy. And Krishna's lotus feet can help us bring our mind in control. Then eighth one is Vajra, thunderbolt. So Lord's lotus feet, they can shatter, like Vajra can shatter anything that comes in the way. Lord's lotus feet can shatter the effects of our past karmic reactions. Then a ninth one is swastik. We all know this auspicious Vedic symbol. It indicates that all becomes auspicious in all directions of your life when you take shelter of this lotus feet. 10th one is an octagon, ashtakona, we say in Hindi or Sanskrit. So Lord's protection is extending in all directions to devotees who take shelter of him. And nothing is beyond the reach of those who turn to these lotus feet. 11th is 4 rose apples, jambu phala. So this is not the jambu that we find in India, the purple ones. This is called rose apple. I've tasted this fruit. It looks light pink and a little bit yellowish, whitish, and it's very divine. It has a seed in the middle, but it's a very divine fruit. So this Jambu Phala, it's a symbol associated with the worship that is offered by the people of Jambudvip, the island of Rose Apple. So it emphasizes the connection that we have with the Lord. And then on the left foot, Lord has 8 symbols. So in total, Lord's lotus feet have 19 symbols, 11 on the right and 8 on the left. So first one is conch on the left foot. First symbol is the conch, Shankha. So Lord Vishnu, wherever we see him, he is with his Shankha and Chakra. So, it is very fitting that the conch mark is present on Lord's lotus feet. And that represents that Lord Krishna will rescue his devotees from distress, just like conch always can hold water. Lord's lotus feet hold the nectar that give us devotees relief from the material suffering. This represent sky, ambara, akash, or kham. So Lord Krishna is all pervading. He is present throughout the universe. He is omnipresent. His presence is everywhere and undeniable. So this is what Akasha symbol on his left foot represents. Then next is bow, Dhanush. So this mark represents the freedom from anxiety for those who take shelter at Lord's lotus feet. Next is calf's hoof print, Goshpada, they say in Sanskrit. So Krishna, as we know, he is Go Brahman Hitayacha. He is the protector and lover of cows. So this Goshpada, it indicates that the great ocean of material existence, it becomes this much, this small, insignificant, just like water that can contain in a calf's hoof print. For those who take shelter of him, the very popular words Lord Brahma says in 10th canto, Samashridaye padapallava plavam mahat padam punya yasho murari bhavam buddhirvatsa padam param padam 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 yad vipadanatesham. So that verse means the same thing, that those who meditate on these Lord's lotus feet, for them material ocean becomes the water that can contain in the calf's hoof print. It can very small, very easy. So it becomes very easy for devotees to cross the ocean of material existence just by meditating on Lord's lotus feet. Next is 4 kalash, pitcher or water pots. So these water pots, they represent the continuous never-ending flow of nectar that the devotees get from his feet. Then next one is triangle, trikona. So this represents that Lord's devotees get protection from the 3 tapa, the 3 modes of material nature, the 3 kinds of material miseries. And Lord gives refuge to all 3 kind of creatures, devatas, humans, animals, all kind of animals. And then next one is half moon, Ardha Chandra mark. So we see there is Ardha Chandra mark on Lord's lotus feet, but there is Ardha Chandra on Lord Shiva's head. So those who honor Lord Krishna's lotus feet on their head, they get exalted position, just like Lord Shiva gets. And just like, there is only one moon and it removes the darkness from many people simultaneously. Similarly, Lord is only one, but he can give shelter to, he saves and he blesses many living beings, all the living beings at the same time. And the last symbol is Matsya, fish. So, fish also represents, fish never stays in one place, always swimming here and there. So that represents our restless mind, which always moves back and forth, just like a fish swimming in the water. So this is what all the symbols on Lord's lotus feet mean. Now I'll stop sharing the image. We might say, that what is the point? Why do we have to talk about all these marks on Lord's lotus feet in so much detail? Well, there is a nice verse in 3rd canto, 3:28-21, that says, that tells us what happens when we meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. So it says, Sanchintayet Bhagavat Charanarvindam Vajram Kushadhvaja Saroruhalanchanadyam Uttunga Rakta Vilasatnaka Chakravala Jyotsnabihi Ahatamad Radayandakaram. So Radayandakaram, our heart has a lot of andakar, a lot of gloomy darkness, and it all gets removed, dispelled when a devotee meditates on this Lord's lotus feet. We share all these marks: Vajra, Ankush, Dhvaja, Sarora. Vajra means the thunderbolt. Ankush, as we saw, it means the elephant goat. Dhvaja, the flag, and Sarora also means lotus. So a Gnani can do mental speculation for all his life. A yogi can meditate all his life, but won't get liberation. But a devotee, if just meditates on the Lord's lotus feet, if the devotee, when they have the darshan of Lord's lotus feet, the soul of Lord's lotus feet, and in the blazing brilliance of his toenails, then just by that darshan, just by that meditation, devotee can be freed from all the darkness of ignorance of material existence. So such is the importance of these marks on Lord's lotus feet, the Bhagavad Lakshana. And we will see throughout Bhagavatam, whenever they discuss Lord's incarnation, they will discuss about these marks on his distinctive marks on his body that establish that yes, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And coming back to our Rishabdev, Lord Rishabdev, what we are trying to say is that, yes, as we read in the translation, he was very popular among all the citizens, learned brahmanas, demigods, ministers, everyone. But our point is that he was not accepted as incarnation just because all these people admire him. But the fact is that he had appeared with all his body symptoms, Bhagavad Lakshanams. And on top of that, he had his character, his qualities, his activities, his conduct. They all correspond to the descriptions of Shastra on how Supreme Lord is. So all the limbs of his body, especially his palms and the feet, as we saw, all these symbols there. So all the palms and his feet, they are decorated with all these auspicious symbols. Now, someone might say that, Lord, these footprints, that the image we saw, it looks like a human foot. Now, Lord also appears in forms like Varaha, Matsya, Narsimha, as a boar or fish or half lion. So how come then when he appears as those incarnations, how come we will have those marks on those bodies? So yes, Lord may appear in many different transcendental forms, but when he appears in human-like forms, such as Lord Rama, Krishna, Rishabdev, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then these Bhagavad Lakshanam, the marks on the soles of his feet, they are there, and they confirm to the learned people that he is Supreme Lord. So all these marks, all these symptoms, all these symbols that we just saw in the image, Krishna being the source of all incarnations, Krishna possesses all of these marks. But scriptures don't explicitly say that every avatara visibly exhibits all of these, each one of these 19 food symbols. Okay, so Jiva Goswami, he explains that there are some characteristics from what we discussed. There are some characteristics that are universal among all incarnations of Lord, as it is also mentioned by sage Karbhajan. So they say that these universal characteristics are always there in all Vishnu Tattva incarnations, and they are Kaustubha, the divine jewel which is worn on Lord's chest. It represents Lakshmi Devi. Srivatsa mark is auspicious mark on the right side chest of Lord's, right side chest of Lord, and it's like a small spiral, a curl of hair. So Kaustubha, Srivatsa, and the divine weapons, the Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Sarora. So Shankha, the conch shell, Panchajanya, Gada is the Kaumudiki, and Shankha, Sudarshan Chakra, and Sarora, lotus flower. So these symbols, these are universal symbols in all Vishnu Tattva incarnations. And the other symbols that we saw, as today's verse says, the marks on his foot, such as the flag, thunderbolt, lotus, elephant goat, these are present in Lord Rishabdev also. And I wanted to talk about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So Chaitanya Charitamrita describes in Adilila chapter 14, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also had these symbols. There is a chapter in chapter 14 titled Lord Chaitanya's childhood pastimes. So in that chapter, it is described that child Nimai also had these marks when he was born. And in the beginning, when he started walking, Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra, they could see these footprints and they were confused to see them. So they called Nilambar Chakravarti, and he confirmed that child Nimai is not some ordinary person. He's an incarnation of Lord Narayan. So this is one point that an incarnation of the Lord displays. It proves that he is the Lord right from the birth. It's not that, someone is born as an ordinary jiva and then they perform some meditation and then one day all of a sudden they can become Bhagavan. They can become an incarnation of God. That is not the case. That reminds me of a very amusing story, a true story, and it's very it's true. It's very recent. It's documented incident. So I'm from Gujarat region in India, and there in 2018 there was a government engineer. His name was Ramesh Chandra Pfeffer. So, you can Google his name and, he was at that time, he was in News and Times of India, SBS, everything. So he was working in the irrigation department in government as an engineer, and he was quite irregular at work. So, he had been absent from work for a long time without any authorization. So he was served a show cause notice by his department. Because in last 8 months, he had only been to work for total of 16 days. So then he got this show cause notice and then he wrote the response. And this is all documented. We can find this letter. It's written in Gujarati. So we can find it in internet and I've read that letter. It's very nice and short letter. In the letter, he says that I'm the 10th incarnation of Lord Vishnu Kalki myself. And I always remain in the 5th dimension, Turyatita Avastha. Why? Because I meditate. I do severe penance to change the consciousness of the whole world. And this I cannot do sitting in office at work. So that's the reason I'm not physically present at work. And then, when he made claims like that, everyone laughed at him. He was in news channels, everything. And but you know what? Last year in 2025, this same man who was claiming to be incarnation of God, Kalki Avatar, he committed suicide. His wife and his children were living abroad, and he was living lonely. And out of loneliness, he committed suicide. So imagine these kind of men, they claim to be Kalki incarnation. And similarly in India, there have been, there have been many claims of people claiming to be Bhagwan. There is another person who claims to be Kalki Bhagwan. His name is Vijay Kumar Naidu. And no joke, you can check on his website. His followers are claiming that he is Kalki Bhagwan already descended. So he had found a cult. It was initially called Oneness Movement, and then the cult was, it went through many name changes. Sometime it was called Foundation for World Awakening, Golden Age Foundation, Bhagavad Dharma, Kalki Dharma, Oneness University, and most recently Ekam. Why was he going through these name changes? When you search this, even if you search the word Kalki Bhagwan on Wikipedia, this person's photo and all his details come. So why he was doing all these name changes, later it was found that he was found to commit tax crimes by Madras High Court and the Supreme Court of India. So imagine this kind of men, self-proclaim to be incarnation of God, and then they find followers also, and their followers also claim that they are God. But Srila Prabhupada writes, he writes in the purport for Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 14.18, he writes that an incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead is ascertained by his bodily symptoms, his activities, and his prediction of the Shastras. And the prediction of the Shastras by factual evidence, a person can be accepted as an incarnation of God, not whimsically or by the votes of rascals and fools. So, their followers, they may claim that he's God, but Prabhupada says by the votes of fools and rascals, one cannot become Bhagavan. There used to be, in Prabhupada's time, there used to be Osho. He also claimed to be Bhagavan. And then in Gujarat, there was another one named Dada Bhagwan. So see, Osho and Dada Bhagwan, they both originally from Jain background. Similarly, there is another faith called Baha'i, and their followers claim that their founder he was a Persian religious leader called Mirza Hussain Ali Nuri. So this person, Baha'i followers, they think that he was also known as Baha'u'llah and messenger of God. So they think that he was the Kalki incarnations, and it's on their website also. And then there was another Muslim man called Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. He has established a path in Islam. It's called Ahmadiyya movement. Very popular in Pakistan and a few other countries. And his followers, they claim that he is the promised Masiha, he is Krishna, he is the fulfillment of Kalki expectation. So all these claims, this cheap incarnations that Prabhupada describes in the purport, they are there in Kali Yuga, but Bhagavatam clearly describes in the chapter 12, Canto 12, chapter 2, the chapter called the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So all these people claim to be Kalki incarnation, but the prediction about Kalki incarnation is already there in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So that chapter, there is a verse that says that when the age of Kali will be almost ended, then Lord will incarnate as Kalki, as the son of the name of his father is also given, the son of exalted Brahman named Vishnu Yasha. The name of village is also given in a village called Sambhal, and he will be riding on his horse named Devdatta. He will be having a sword in his hand, and he will roam around the earth, and he will kill millions of rulers who have become plunderers. So a clear prophecy is there in Shastra about Kalki incarnation. Similarly, for this Rishabdev incarnation that we are reading right now, already in Canto 1, Chapter 3, it was said that Ashtame Meru Devyam tu Nabher Jata Urukramaha Darshayan Vartmadhiranam Sarvashrama Namaskrutam. That the Ashtame Meru Devyam, the eighth incarnation will be King Rishabh will be the son of Meru Devyam to Nabher Jata. Meru Devi, he will be the son of Meru Devi and King Nabhi. So this avatar, any avatar must correspond to the scriptural descriptions. So as we saw in Rishabdev's case, in the translation we see, avatar is identified by the combined evidence, the bodily symptoms, the character, the extraordinary activities, and the scriptural predictions. So all the combinations, they establish that this person is an incarnation of God, or this person is Bhagwan, not by only one symptom or not by anyone's claims on their own. Many people may claim to be Kalki, and many people, their followers may present as Kalki, but the genuine Kalki avatar doesn't need to be, he doesn't need to advertise himself. His birth, his parentage, the place of appearance, his activities, his mission is all already described in Shastra. Actually, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 20.354 verse, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing Sanatana Goswami about the science of absolute truth. He says that avatara nahi kahe, ami avatara, muni sab jani kahe, lakshana vichara. That in avatar doesn't say that I'm avatar. Actual incarnation of God never says that I'm God or I'm an incarnation of God. But Muni, the sage Vyasadev, he knows everything. Muni Sabhajani, he knows everything. He knows what people in Kali Yuga will do. And Muni Sarvajani Kare Lakshana Vichar. And that is why he has already described, recorded the characteristics of the avatars in the Shastras. So what Srila Prabhupada has written in our purport is so true that in these days of cheap incarnations, it is very interesting to note the bodily symptoms found in an incarnation. So we see, Vyasadeva has compiled Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Vyasadeva is Krishna's literary incarnation, right? He is Krishna. So Krishna is introducing Krishna to us, Rishabdev. And in the very first sloka, when Krishna is introducing Krishna to us, in the very first sloka, he is giving us this criteria, the proof that Lord Rishabdev is Bhagwan, he is the incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's already 8:23. I will start to summarize. And today is also an auspicious day, so we will glorify the personalities as well. So we see, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is filled with Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, the holy name, the transcendental form, the qualities, Guna, unlimited qualities, and Leela, the pastimes of Lord. This is Bhagavatam, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of Bhagavan and Bhakta. So our today's verse 541, it draws our attention to the Lord's guna aspect, his qualities. So firstly, it gives the sharirik guna, the bodily characteristics on Lord's transcendental body. It says, Lord Rishabdev had all the auspicious marks on the soles of his feet. So he had Bhagavat Lakshana, symptoms of Supreme Lord. And his body was very beautifully formed, powerful, and very attractive. But, the verse does not stop with the external beauty of Rishabdev. It also describes the beauty of his character. He was equal to everyone. He had samya, equal vision. He was very peaceful, shanta. He was self-controlled, upashama. So this peacefulness and self-control, there's another quality of Supreme Lord. He had opulence, he had Aishwarya, Mahavibhuti, opulence and great power. And his influence increased day by day. So he was renowned, he was powerful. And the word says, all the ministers, citizens, brahmanas, learned brahmanas, demigods, they all desired that he rule the earth. And still, he was completely detached from material enjoyment. So he had vairagya also, renunciation. That's another opulence. So Bhagwan, as Prabhupada often quotes this word, Bhagwan is known by 6 opulences. From Vishnu Puran 6.547, Prabhupada often quotes this verse that Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashaya shriyah Gnana Vairagya Yashoshchaiva Shannam Bhaga Iti Ingna. That Bhaga means opulences. So this verse that Prabhupada often refers to, it says that God must possess all these 6 Bhaga, then is Bhagavan. So what are these 6 Bhaga? Fame, beauty, wealth, strength, renunciation, knowledge. So although, we see this verse has described all these qualities of, although Rishabdev possessed all the opulences, he also had the renunciation, vairagya. He did not hanker for material enjoyment, the verse says. So he had the opulence of renunciation also. So this is the strongest signs of genuine spiritual authority, greatness. So, today we saw the standard for genuine incarnation. So this verse is not only introducing Rishabdev's kingdom, his rule, but verse is also teaching us how the Supreme Lord is recognized. So what's the lesson for us? Lesson is that we don't be impressed just by someone's charisma or followers or their claims or some miracles they may perform. But we look in incarnation of God or in any spiritual authority, we look for shastric support, the genuine character, humility, self-control, equality, and their approval by qualified devotees and not by any popularity or sentiment. That is how we look for a spiritual authority. And today there is also Amavasya Tithi of Ashad month. Today is disappearance day of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and also Gadadhar Pandit. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he was born in 1838 in a very wealthy family in the Nadia district in West Bengal. He was in a very responsible government position. He was a district magistrate. He was a high court judge. But he maintained a very Krishna conscious family, and he wrote many books, hundreds of books on Krishna consciousness. And he was, he was serving as a Supreme Court. He was a High Court judge, but he was also serving the Supreme Lord in many ways, and that was the beauty of his life. On ISKCON Desire Tree, I saw his daily routine. And after a whole day of government service, he would only sleep for 4 hours. He would get up at midnight and he would write until morning. And that was his daily schedule. So he would not waste any minute without serving service of Krishna. And he was also the father of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the Guru Maharaj of our Srila Prabhupada. But his relationship with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was not just father-son relationship, not like an ordinary family relationship, but he was also a major Shiksha Guru for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. He directed him to approach Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj for initiation. So our Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he had recovered, and he had clearly presented the pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he appeared in that time, there were many sub-branches of Gaudiya Vaishnavism had appeared, many unauthorized group. They had obscured the teachings of teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur did the job of removing the weeds. And through his books and songs and his preaching and his personal conduct, he laid the foundation of our modern worldwide Krishna consciousness movement. And if we want to list the 3 major achievements of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he wrote 100 authorized spiritual books. He also discovered the appearance place of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Yogpit, and he introduced many preaching innovations. So time is not enough to glorify Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in so much detail, but a very interesting fact that he had made 3 predictions concerning a person and a phenomena that will soon happen. He said that Bhakti Vinod Thakur said that a personality will soon appear, and he will travel all over the world to spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So that was his first prediction. Second prediction was that very soon the chanting of Harinam Sankirtan will spread all over the world. And he said, when will the day come when people from America, England, France, Germany, Russia, they will all take up kartals and mridangas, and they will chant Hare Krishna in their own towns. And third prediction was, when will the day come when the fair-skinned foreigners will come to Mayapur Dham and join the Bengali Vaishnavas in chanting Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. So this is the prediction Bhakti Vinod Thakur made, and our Srila Prabhupada has fulfilled all these predictions. Yes, Kamal Manjari, yes, Bhakti Vinod Thakur in Radha Madhav's Nitya Vraja Leela. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he takes the form of Kamal Manjari and he serves Srimati Radharani. So we pray to Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur to bless us with sincerity in our bhakti. And also today is the disappearance day of Srila Gadadhar Pandit. All glories to Sri Gadadhar Pandit. We know he was the most intimate and most gentle associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Charitamrita has established that Gadadhar Pandit was the personification of Krishna's internal pleasure potency, Radharani, and in Lord's pastimes, he represents the deepest mood. In Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, Gadadhar Pandit represents the mood of loving devotion and tenderness. And Kavi Karnapura, he has explained in a book called Gaur Ganodesha Deepika, that Sri Gadadhar Pandit was none other than the daughter of Vrishabhanu and Srimati Radharani in Vraja Leela. So Shastras have established that Gadadhar Pandit was incarnation or partial incarnation of Radharani. And this is also proven in notes of our Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami also. And in Navadvip Leela, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Navadvip, Gadadhar Pandit was chief companion of Mahaprabhu, and when he went to Jagannath Puri, Gadadhar Pandit took Kshetra Sannyas in Jagannath Puri, so he never left Jagannath Puri. He was lovingly serving the deity of Tota Gopinath, and there at the Tota Gopinath temple, he would recite Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and Mahaprabhu would personally hear from him. And like this, Gadadhar Pandit, he inspires us for two beautiful aspects of bhakti, Shravanam and Archanam, hearing of Bhagavatam and faithful serving of deity as he served deity of Tota Gopinath. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wrapped up his manifest pastimes, he entered the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the deity of Sri Tota Gopinath, and then unable to bear the separation, Gadadhar Pandit, he entered the deity of Srimati Radharani on the side of Tota Gopinath. So today we pray to Gadadhar Pandit that, O Gadadhar Pandit, please bless us with gentle and sincere heart, and teach us to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam with faith, to serve the deities with steadiness, and to remain devoted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without any pride or any personal ambition. Please help us value service more than recognition or independence. So all glories to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all glories to Sri Gadadhar Pandit, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So I will pause here. If anyone has any realizations, things to add, any questions to today's verse, or anything about these personalities, please feel free to unmute your mic and share with all of us.
Hare Krishna, Bhavamayi. Very nice class. Thank you very much. So what we learn that if we are ignorant, we don't know what are the signs of a God, actually Krishna, the Lord, then we can be just, can accept anybody who claims himself to be God. Even at the time of Krishna, we can see the story when that Pondraka, he says that he is Vasudev Krishna. And we know that story, how, he also imitated Krishna and having all these signs and, having a disc and, lotus and gada and everything, he imitates. But then what is the end? At end, Krishna just kills him. So important thing for us is, because we are all devotees here, we are hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and by knowing all this, we don't accept anybody claiming. And in this time, there are so many. I think one time Prabhupada saying that, he was giving a lecture somewhere in US, and he says, if you go to India, in every street you can find a Bhagavan. So the thing is that it's our ignorance, and if we know, then we can tell people that, that you don't accept anybody claiming themselves as God. So by knowledge, we can understand who is God. So that's one point which we have in this verse. And thank you very much again, reminding us about Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Gadadhar Pandit. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's is disappearance day, is it?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. And the appearance day of Gadadhar Pandit.
Both disappearance day, Mataji.
Both are disappearance. Okay. Thank you very much. A wonderful class, Bhavamayi, always. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your encouragement, Mataji. You know, it's all from Srila Prabhupada, you know.
Of
All-
course, but you are bringing it to us. Everything is in the books. If we don't read books, we won't know. So if we don't hear, we won't know. So it's the mercy of the devotees bringing us everything. You know, that's how the spiritual master, he is the representative of the Lord, and he brings this to us. Everything is there, but it's how you bring it to us and give us this understanding and knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for your encouragement.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice class. Thank you.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji.
All right. Granth-raj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Mahapuran ki.
Ki jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Her Grace Bhavamayi Dasi ki jai.
Jai.
To Srila Prabhupada, all glories to assembled devotees. Samavet Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai Krishna.
Have a very
Hare
blissful
Krishna.
Krishna conscious day, devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you.